What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to your Chuuni Clan. This is Twinkle coming back to you from another Shadowverse Evolve video. Today we're going to be going over an upcoming set over in the Japanese game. I'm very excited to look at this because we get introduced to some new things, get reintroduced to some old things. It's going to be great. So we're going to get that intro and then we will get down into it. Okay, so we're going to be talking about none other than Booster Set 09, something about to it. Again, I'm going to really bastardize these names before an official English one is released, so we're just going to leave it at that for now. But we're going to have a little bit of a note sheet here because I'm not going to quite remember everything, so a lot of information, but we'll try to do our best and kind of run down through it, we're going to go through it class by class, go through its different archetypes and new and old alike, and go from there and see what we end up liking or not. So Forestcraft is a very new, interesting spell-centric archetype based around the likes of Yggdrasil, who chooses for a cost 1 Forestcraft spell, and she has an activating ability to be able to play any Forestcraft spell from your cemetery if its cost is equal to the number of different names of Forestcraft spells in your cemetery, and you play it as if it's a cost 0, so it's a very nice way to reuse some things already activated earlier in the game or just dumping it by accident. Wrath of Nature is a very nice card to help deal with opponents board more easily. Does 3 damage normally, but does 5 damage if you meet Yggdrasil's condition. Well, not Yggdrasil's condition, but you meet the condition of 5 or more Forestcraft spells with different names in your cemetery. And this does 2 burn damage regardless. On top of that, Blessings of Creation does an easy draw 1 as a quick, no less, as well as heal until you meet that 5 or more condition as per Wrath of Nature. And on top of that, you have Grasshopper Conductor, who can fanfare deal 4 damage to anything on your opponent's board if you meet that 5 or more condition, and you could also evolve to search for a cost 1 Forestcraft spell. That's very handy. Then another new archetype that gets introduced is what I would call Beast Beatdown with White Vanara, who each time you play a follower, he gets +1/+1. But you play a Beast follower specifically, he gets +2/+2. Things like Okami from way back when. And of course, you have the new Owlman, who has already a fanfare 1 cost beast follower, gives something +1/+1. That's very handy. As evolved, can get very wild. He gets abilities based on how much his attack is. So has 4 or more attack. He gets Ward. If he has 7 or more, he gets Storm. He has 10 or more, he gets to ignore Ward. And on top of that, he also has Strike to deal damage to an enemy follower equal to his own attack, so he could just go ballistic really quickly. And then we also have legacy support for pixies. We have Elf General to be able to easily give you some fairies, and you get Ward on top of that. And you also have Flower of Fairies to give yourself a Fairy Wisp and a Fairy in succession. And puppets, they cannot forget about you. You have Substitution for that. Easy damage, easy puppet. And some generically useful cards. You got Paula, Icy Warmth. She has a dual evolution. We kind of got introduced to that in an earlier set. And you can either go in a Gentle Warmth to grab a cost 1 spell from the top 5. It's kind of like Trio Don't Trio D, but they're a little more limited. And you can also choose Passionate Warmth, where you could combo 3 strike, deal 3 damage to an enemy force. So it's kind of like a pseudo Dragon Warrior. And on evolved, she also could pseudo bounce up to 2 of your days to your EX area. So that's all very handy. Moving over to Swordcraft. Aggro, they really loving aggro this set. Celia, Sky Commander, has her dual evolution. She's already on 1/2, what the heck? Already crazy. She could evolve for 1 into Celia. Hope Strategist to spawn a Guardian, very handy. She could evolve for 4, where she becomes Celia's Despair's Messenger to spawn a Steelclad Knight and a Knight while also getting Storm. So this basically what if Royal Fencer on Violent mode. You can also play the weird mini engine of Innocence Princess Prim and her maid Nongja. You know, they can just kind of spawn things and easily make board go from there. On top of that, you could also play Chromatic Duel to bring out your two queens. They spawn nice, they power up nice, go to town from there. And you also have Savage Swordsman. He's already a 1-2 on his own. Fanfare, you have a token. He becomes a 3-3. You're playing Agro Swordcraft when you do not have tokens. Okay, mid range, Dario, Demon, Count could be a nifty thing. He does have a sail, and his evolve gets powered up each time an enemy follower dies, so that might not be all too bad. Combined with Bladed Hedgehog or something, I guess, go nuts from there. Now, here's where Sora gets really disgusting. It now has the new middle combo deck against Spartacus. He has Ward for whatever reason, honestly doesn't really need it. At the end of your turn, you can discard any number of cards in your hand, draw that many +1, and if you have 1 or fewer cards left in your deck by that point, you win the game. Psychus and Bushiro has decided, yeah, Swordcraft not getting enough love. Tycoon helps further with this. And some generic stuff, you're more like a tempo mid-range player. Frontline Ramparts may not be useful. Have fun with the 3 as a quick activate if you so please. Moving on to Runecraft, we got some very funky things here. Dirt eats very well. Truth Seeker Faust. End of turn, Earth Ride. Give one of your followers +1/+1. And Fanfare. Search your deck for 2 Earth Siglets whose total costs add up to 4 or lower. Put them in EX area and you can play them for 0 cost. Holy moly, that is super value. And we also have cards to really use that Earth Ride we have. If I can pronounce this correctly. Sarah Gwen, Eternity Hunter. So it's actually originally Shadowcraft. In the digital game, we're going to kind of see that with one of her token spells. Yes, there's more token spells. So Fanfare, she Earth Rights to generate us an instant potion token, where it is a 2-cost potion spell to deal 4 damage to an enemy forward and 2 damage to its leader. And when you evolve, she can Earthright once more to give us an Eternal Potion, which is another 2-cost potion spell that allows us to reanimate a Runecraft forward with an original cost of 3 or less, give a rush, and it dies at the end of turn. So again, you can really tell this card came from Shadowcraft in the digital game. And on top of that, when you will play your first potion spell, you can play it for 2 less. So essentially free. On top of that, you also have Beastface Mage. He spawns a magic segment as last words, and he can also engage to Earthright, deal 2 damage to a follower. Not a bad answer to some aggro shenanigans. And kind of parallel, so to say, to Dirt, we have Golems supporting a form of summoning drills. It does help spawn your Guard Form Golems and your Strike Form Golems. So this could combo very well in the likes of Face Room that I really love playing. Ancient Alchemist for that easy 3 damage each time you play a Golem follower. So that's very, very nifty. Of course, Academy, as in what Evolve is pretty much calling the Mysteria archetype, gets some nifty help. So we have Mysterion Wormist, who has a dual evolve, but he can only do so if you have 5 or more Academy cards in your cemetery. So he can either evolve into a Mysterion White Worm, who is a ward and heals 3, or he could become a Mysterion Black Worm, which has a sail and burns 3 to a leader. And he also has Fanfare Discarding Academy spell to draw 1 card. Then you also have the likes of Pollock Student Teacher to draw 1, and she recovers 1 play point if you have 5 or more Academy cards in Cemetery. They also have Kiko Mysterious Spell Nerd. Yeah, they really went with that name. She has Ward and Last Words. She can reveal a top card of her deck if it's an Academy card, add to your hand. She does cantrip, not too shabby. And Spell Chain, again, forget about you. You get Absolute Zero Blade as a way to be effectively an Angelic Barrage on steroids. It either does 1 damage to the entire board or on its own, or does 1 more, depending on your spell chain 5, 10, or 15. It gets a little wild. And for some generic stuff, you have Staff of Whirlwinds. It could be a good board wipe. Burn damage, it just does damage based on the number of Runecraft forests you control. Dragoncraft. Dragoncraft definitely gets some nice things for the kind of classic mid-range control, ramp-ish builds. So Jerva of Draconic Mail could be a very nice finisher as a 5 cost. Now first of all, it does basically give up everything because fanfare, that's what it does. And at the end of your turn, deal 5 damage to everything but itself, and draw 1 card. And when you evolve Jerva Draconic Mail, you do the same thing at the end of turn, but also do 5 damage to the enemy leader on top of that, and then draw your card. Now, Lingworm can be a very nasty card. First of all, it recovers some play points on play, despite being a tank drop. Then it can evolve into 1 or 2 Lingworms. One of them can just outright kill you because it has Storm and ignores Ward already. Yeah, White Vanilla already looking jealous. Or becomes the other Lingworm that can be a very bulky AF wall, and for no reason. Again, hey, you know what was kind of... You know what kind of suck about playing Dragoncraft sometimes? And you kind of wanted that ramp, not seeing that ramp until very late. So Dragon Cleaver Roy is here. 3 costs, 2/2, fanfare, search your deck for a 2 cost Dragoncraft spell. So you're like, okay, you know what? Play this guy down in turn 3, search your Dragon Oracle, go to town. If not, you can also search for some other 2 cost Dragoncraft spells, like, say, Fist. Again, you also have stuff like Gala of 2 Breaths, who can destroy any enemy card. Could be an amulet. Unfortunately, this is only the black breath mode of the guy from the digital game. Yeah, he had a white breath, but that's not exhibited here whatsoever. Then you also have Dragon Plate Warrior, who could turn all of your Dragoncraft spells into burn 2 to all enemy followers. Imagine just turning Conflagration into a deal 7 to everything. That could be pretty nasty. And on top of that, he also recovers 2 play points at overflow, so that does give you some extra play points to mess around with after putting him down. And those of you who want to believe in dragon tokens, they really looked out after you. Got to use their nature Dragon's Flame, turns all your dragon tokens into Storm. It does very well with the old classic Nature, of course, being able to come down for cheaper. And you also have the new Twilight Dragoon Golda, who could spawn a dragon on play. She's a 4 cost. Dragon's already 4 cost anyway, so now you get a 1/1 and a 5/5. Nice. Marine, you didn't quite forget about you. You get Waters of the Orca. You get more Megalorca tokens. And discard Force of the Dragon Nuke. It does both 3 damage and also draws 1, discard 1. Good enabler. Abysscraft. Backs of vampires, you guys are feasting. Because you have a new Vania. Vania, nice shape vampire. She has a dual evolution. She also puts it back into your EX area. Very nice. Now, first of all, Kind Queen Vania makes all your backs playable for free because she reduces their cost by 1. And she heals 1 each time you play a back. And when you evolve, she also has a nice draw 1, discard 1. Could be nifty for some reanimator decks. You know, get that, it's refill, into cemetery sort of deal. Now, in order to evolve into Blood Queen Vanya, you must have 5 or more vampire trade cards in your cemetery. But if you do, she now has Storm as a 6/6 low. On top of that, she also makes back 3, just like Kind Queen Vanya, and she does 3 damage to an enemy forward of your choice on the board each time you play a back. So, that could get kind of nasty very quickly. On top of that, you also get the new Old Blood King. He already summons 2 backs on his own, and he gives all backs Rush and Assail. And when he evolves, he gives all your backs that you currently control plus 1 attack. That could easily take out some boards for no reason. You also have the new Gift for Blood King spell. It's a 2 cost at first, but it becomes free if you have 5 or more vampire cards in your cemetery. And it summons 2 backs, and you control any forward with Vanya in its card game, so that includes even the Vanya from Reign of Bahamut. You also draw 1 card. Very nice. You also have the Raven series, which, funny enough, anyone that knows Japanese will know that in the digital game, and as well as Evolve, this was actually Vanya, by the way, whereas in Japanese, all the Vanya cards were actually Vampy, but that's the story for another time. So we have Raven, Midnight Vampire, who spawns up back to EX area and does 1 damage to face each time you play it back. Then you have Raven, Noontide Vampire, who also puts a forest back to EX area on Fanfare and heals 1 each time you play a back. Sounds like they're kinda telling you something here. Okay, ghosts. Yeah, ghosts. You guys, they try to support you way back in Booster Set 03, Flame of Liver King. So you have Arcus, Ghostly Manager, 2 cost 5/5. He can't attack enemies whatsoever, but that's fine. He's a pseudo amulet, basically, where he could do 1 of 4 things. So first of all, he could spawn a ghost every turn each if you have Necro Charge 10. Then he also has a once per turn activate where you destroy one of your own forests to do one of the following. Could draw 1 card, you could summon 2 ghosts, or you mill 2. It's a pretty generic card, but very clearly more for ghosts, and you couldn't quite tell already. Then on top of that, we have some nice generic cards. Dark Feastback could be a nifty finisher, does 4 damage to both an enemy forward and its leader on Fanfare, and if Sanguine is active, recover half of its cost. That's pretty nice. You also have Blood Moon, which can grab you any kind of beast forward if you happen to play them, ? And you can engage it to deal 1 damage to yourself, so thus enabling Sanguine on demand. You also have the likes of Orator of the Bones to just salvage any Abysscraft follower. That's a total of 2. Big Soul Hunter is a very niche way to deal with cards with aura. Then you also have Death the Necrophile, who can destroy a follower and deal 3 damage to that forest leader. As last words, or has words on its own, it's kind of like a pseudo Rico Kashimoto Plank Perfection from Uma Musume Pretty Derby. Then we find over the Havencraft. Havencraft, amulets eat pretty well, kinda. First of all, we can't ignore Serenity and Hine. A lot of it's kind of a scam, not gonna lie. Heavenly Knight could be a pretty strong finisher, could go down to 5/7, you have 2 or more amulets. Already has Storm, already has Ward. Oh, and also heals 2, just in case. And Jewel Priestess, she could evolve, and then she will give you a free play of a 2 cost or lower amulet from your hand. And once per turn when you play an amulet, you heal 1. Opponents and statues and the 2 birds it interacts with can get you some easy heal and easy burn damage. Lakaya, you want to mess around with that, could just simply, as both Fanfare and as an evolve, discarding amulet from your hand to deal damage. And we also have the new Moriai and Chromium, which draws a card as Fanfare, and you could also engage it to get rid of a enemy forward with 3 or less defense. And Heal Haven, yes, you guys get some things too. You have the new Tenko's Shrine. Each time you heal, engage it to deal 2 damage to choice of enemy forward or the enemy leader. There's a White Fang Temple who heals at the end of your turn, and you stack prayer cards on it. Then when you finally have the 3rd prayer card, so I think you proc this thing 3 times, you engage, crack it to tutor for any cost 4 or lower forward with the Faith trait. Then you get a few generic things. You have the new John, Beacon of Salvation, who could become a 3/4 storm. You have 2 or more cards with John in your cemetery. Then when you evolve her, she plays a 2 cost or lower Havencraft forward from your hand for free. And on top of that, when she attacks, you give a ally 2 or lower cost follower +1 attack. And if you really want to be annoying and insufferable, you could play 2 Kakame. You just kind of have low-key infinite walls if they're still in your deck. So that is the strategy. And neutrals do get some nifty things. We start with another guy, Marduk. Marduk, he is a Fanfare, generically mills 2 cards just because he can. And then when you evolve him, he does 1 or both of the following depending on if you meet the conditions. So you have far more spells in your cemetery, you heal 5 and draw 1. If you have far more amulets in your cemetery, you deal 5 damage to all enemy forest as well as get to draw 1. So that's pretty nice. really favors those, say in Runecraft or Havencraft even. Probably more of a Havencraft card because Havencraft usually plays a ton of spells like amulets. So they can go pretty nice. On top of that, you can also play the Moon and Sun engine as a way to get some easy heal and burn if you can fit all of that in. And if you play enough angel cards, you could really benefit off of Paradise Vanguard. Fanfare, you have 5 or more angel cards in your cemetery. You can banish an enemy forward of your choice. And he has an evolve where he just banishes any enemy forward with cost 4 or lower. Not too shabby. Very good anti-aggro too on top of that. Sikinger, he could freeze up to 2 enemy forwards on play. They don't refresh at your opponent's start phase. And as his evolve, when he attacks the forward, he gets another 2 to it, so becomes a scary 7/7. Again, I don't know if the English names going to use this because I don't think this card actually exists in digital Shadowverse. I tried looking for it, but I'm just going to kind of call it Judgment. It is a quick 4 cost where it just destroys an enemy forward, but you control and evolve forward, you put the spell back to your EX area so you get to reuse it again. So that could be pretty nifty depending on how you build your deck. This could be kind of nasty, let's just say Float Haven. And we also have Fount of Angels as being another generic support card for the Angel and Fallen Angel archetype that they're kind of building upon in Boosted Set 03 Flame of Levitating, where it checks top 5 for an Angel or Fallen Angel card. And you can also engage and crack it if you have 2 or more Angel and or Fallen Angel forwards to heal 1. So overall, I think this is a pretty nifty expansion where it's going to introduce some possibly viable new archetypes. I could see the Intersil based spell forest deck being a little scary. I could just see, I would not be surprised if someone just wins via dumb Spartacus shenanigans in Swordcraft. In terms of, say, old archetypes that get revived, I could see, say, Aggro Sword coming back at it again. I could see, say, backs look like they have a real backbone now with all of these new cards in Abysscraft. I could see amulets being a thing again in Havencraft. I could definitely see Dirt. Dirt is eating very, very well. Dirt I see being a pretty big contender during the BP09 format. So overall, let me know your thoughts after we kind of describe some key cards and stuff over in BP09. Leave a comment down below. Thank you all for watching. Continue to embrace the nerds, and we'll catch you over in the next video. Bye bye.